Hi, I'm Kelly Heath, and welcome to this office yoga series. This is a 20-minute hands-free yoga sequence that I designed in case it bugs you to get your hands on the floor. We're going to spend more time in our wrists and really work through all the different joints of our body, even down onto the floor. So we're going to start standing with your feet hip-width apart, or even a little bit wider. You can soften into the knees, arms by the sides. And we're going to start with simple neck rolls. You begin to roll the neck in circles. And it doesn't have to be like the big, wild neck circle. It's almost like you're drawing a circle with your nose on the wall across from you. And as you move the neck in a few more circles, begin to activate your breath. Long, calm, deep breaths into and out of the nose. You can take it the other direction, so whichever way you were circling, roll it the other way. Couple more circles, couple more breaths. And then come back to neutral and take your shoulders up, back and down, forward, up, back and down. So just a few big circles into your shoulders. Let your breath keep coming, those long, deep, calm, rhythmic breaths. All the way to full and all the way to empty. And then change your circles. Whichever way you were circling, roll it the other way. Let your jaw soften, your forehead soften. Then you can start to take your body side to side, swinging your arms. So for this one, everything from the navel down stays rooted down, and everything from the navel up, twist side to side. If you want to look side to side, kind of take these little knee bounces like I'm taking. So you let the upper body have a moment to twist as you keep the breath rolling in and out. A couple more. Come back to center and take your hips forward to the side, back behind you to the other side, and forward and around. So just a couple of big hip circles. Your head's like a bobblehead. It just stays right on top of your hips. This is one of my favorites, even though, granted, it's a little weird. And everyone doing this will feel and look a little different. Take it the other way. But it really helps open into the sideways, the low back, the front of the hips, and all the lines of fascia. Up and down, in and out, top and bottom, and through. It just feels really good. And then you can come and take your hands to your knees and make big circles with the knees. So pick one direction, come into the full bend of your ankles. And then roll it the other way. And then interlace your hands and figure eight your wrists. And then go the other way. It's a little bit of a test for me too. And then we're gonna come through a few breath to movement poses. So if you wanna bring your feet, big toes touch, or feet hip width apart, hands to prayer at the heart. And take a full breath in. Then exhale, release your hands by your sides. The belly pulls lightly in and up. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. And exhale, fold forward and down. So you want to soften the knees here. Bring your chin to your chest, your belly to your spine. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Forward and up, and even here you can bend in the knees. You can really lift the heart, the crown of the head extends. And exhale, fold forward. Keep your knees soft and rise back up to stand. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. And exhale, hands to prayer at the heart. So we'll go through a few of those. I call them sun breaths. Exhale. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, bend your knees. Fold forward, chin to chest, belly to spine. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Stand all the way up, inhale. Hands to prayer at the heart, hands by the sides. Inhale, sweep the arms down and up. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Rise to stand, inhale. And exhale, bend your knees, fold forward, chin to chest, belly to spine. This time lift halfway up, split your feet hip width apart. Grab your opposite elbows, drop your head, soften your knees so that your belly, thighs have a connection like a grilled cheese sandwich. So sometimes we get this gap between the belly and thighs. You want to soften the knees so that the crease is up in the hips. You can either hang with your hands in your elbow creases, dropping your head, or if you want to interlace the hands at the low back, make one fist with both hands. Get a chest expansion here. Again, keep the knees soft. And yes and no, your head, neck, and jaw. So let go of any stress, any tension across the shoulders, the neck, the jaw. 2 more breaths. As you exhale, push the feet deeper into the earth, whichever variation you're in. So we're not pushing or forcing the hamstrings, we're just aligning our feet into the earth and feeling our breath. And then lift halfway up, take a full breath in. Then exhale, bring your big toes back to touch and fold forward. Bend into chair pose. So chair pose is like someone slipping a chair underneath your booty, only they're not. And you can weight back in the heels, arms to the sky. And again, if arms to the sky variation is too much, you can bring your hands to prayer. You can even drop them by your side. So the real focus here is on your legs. You can even be more at an angle, leaning forward, if that's better for your low back, your hips. So the knees come lightly apart, the sits bones wrap in, the belly pulls up and in. Just a few breaths here. Just feeling the heat in your legs. So even as the legs are working, keep this out of your jaw. So heat, strength, yes, but rigidity, no. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, you can step the left foot back to a lunge pose. Hands to prayer at the heart or arms to the sky. You can soften into the back knee. You can begin to press through that back heel. Stay forward in the square of the right knee. Steady the eyes on a single point and take a few breaths. The inhale rolls in and the exhale rolls out. One more, in through the nose and out through the nose. And then bring your hands to prayer at the heart and bring your outer left heel down to the mat. Come into the square of the right knee. So you're in what we call warrior 2. Either hands to prayer at the heart, our arms open, shoulder height. Gaze forward over that right middle finger. Feel the crown of the head over the tailbone, the root of the tailbone straight down. A few breaths here. And you can take your left hand either on your low back or down that left thigh. Take your right hand straight up to the sky. Sometimes for this one we see that it can go back, but it's really about lifting up, creating all this space and length on the right side without collapsing on the left. Keep your tailbone straight down, reaching straight up. A few breaths here. Press evenly through both feet. And then come on up. Almost straightening the right knee. So it's gonna wanna lock, but you're gonna keep it a little bit bent. Reach forward through the right hand. Take the right hand to the shin, a block, or the floor. Left hand to the sky in triangle pose. If you want a little more through that sideways, you can take the left arm over the ear. If it's enough to just keep the hand straight up. And again, keep that right knee soft. Keep that left foot pressing down. You can look up or down. If it bugs your neck, just look down. A few breaths here, just feeling all that length and space through the left side. Reach your tailbone down through that back knee. And then come on up. Bring your hands to prayer at the heart. And turn the knees out, the heels in. Check to make sure your knees track up over that second toe. And again, that the tailbone is straight down. So it's almost the sense that your heels are drawing forward. Hands to prayer at the heart. Steady your eyes on a single point. A few rounds of breath. And then on the other side, I'm going to spin it right around to crescent lunge on the other side. Arms to the sky. Again, you can soften into that back knee. You can work it towards straight. Stay in the square of the front knee. Hands to prayer at the heart, by the sides, or if you want to come all the way up. So you get that nice opening on the front of the quad, and also this nice strength through the left leg. Eyes can tip straight forward or slightly up in the direction that your heart is lifting. Soften the shoulders, the neck, the jaw. So with these strength poses, it's easy for it to creep up into your face, which is funny because our face really can't help that much here. We just keep the jaw, the forehead, the eyes at ease. And then you can open back into that warrior two. So coming again into the square of the left knee, the root of the tailbone straight down, crown over the tail. You can set the eyes somewhere forward over that left middle finger. And again, if it's too much in your arms or shoulders, you can just drop them. A few breaths. Just the sense of the breath coming in and the breath going out. And again, you can take your right hand to the low back or the back of that right thigh. Take the left hand straight up to the sky. You can slightly go back, but it's less about back, more about up. So tailbone straight down, lengthening through the left without collapsing on the right. A few breaths through the side ribs. You can look up or down. A few breaths. And then come on up for our triangle Trikonasana. You can reach that left hand straight forward. A little bend in the left knee. Left hand to your shin, to a block, or the floor. So a lot of times we reach for the floor and really we should be up here. Most of us with the hand on the shin. A little bend in that front knee helps push through the outer edge of the back foot. Gaze straight up. If you want a little more, you can slice that right arm forward over the ear. Palm down, thumb up. Look up or down. And then come on back up. And again, coming back into this temple or goddess pose. Heels in, hands to prayer at the heart. This time we're gonna hook our thumbs up and over our head. Go heavy through the hips, crown of the head extends. Gaze straight forward. If you're feeling like you're really going for it today, you can lift one heel, then the other, or if you're, wanna do both. And then heels down, hands to prayer at the heart. You can spin your toes at least straight forward, if not a little bit pigeon-toed or somewhere in between. Bend your knees, hands into your back pockets. Inhale, lift up through the heart, the crown of the head, so it's a standing heart opener. Full breath in. And slide your hands down the backs of your thighs, soften the knees. Wherever your hands stop, they stop. Doesn't matter if they get low, they might be a little higher up. You can even have your hands under your shoulders if it's too much. And then we fold. And again, try to keep the knees soft so the feet can really find their way down and into the earth. And walk the hands forward as if you were going into downward dog, but in a wide straddle. So the feet stay wide, the hips draw back. You can bend the knees any amount. Pressing just ever so slightly into the fingertips. There's like hardly any weight in my hands at all. And then rise up and heel toe your feet together, about hip width apart. And take your palms under the soles of the feet, toes to the wrist line. So for this one, with all of our texting and our communicating, the toes, the wrists get a chance to get 11 from the feet, from the toes. So the toes dig into the wrist line, the head can drop down. And again, you can bend your knees. If you have a little bit of room in your wrists, you can draw your elbows to bend toward the shins. The weight of the hips comes forward. Yes, and know your head, neck and jaw, just let it go. And then rise on back up. And we'll take a seat for bridge pose. So you can lay back and bring your feet toward the head. Take a generous breath in across the heart. Stay here for the exhale. 2 more breaths through the nose, inhale. And exhale. And last one. Release your tailbone back to the floor. Draw the knees toward the chest. Pick up your hips and move them over to the left. And drop your knees to the right. You can gaze to the left, just an easy supine twist. You want to take your right hand to your knees. Cactus this left arm. And take a few breaths up and down the length of the spine. Just letting go of anything that's broken free, any last bits of tension, and clear out on the exhale. Release to center, pick up your hips and move them over to the right. Drop the knees over to the left, and take your left fingers on your right knee. Cactus your right arm. Gaze to the right. Ideally both shoulders on the earth. And again, the breath up and down the length of your spine. Last full round of breath. And release to center. Curl up in a little ball. And take your forearms to your shins, your nose to your knees. And you can release out for a final rest, a final shavasana. Arms by the sides, palms face up. Just let your toes roll out and open. Close your eyes. Let your breath return to its natural and automatic rhythms. Let it do what it does when you're not tending to it. Let the eyes drop down into the sockets. The teeth come slightly apart. All the muscles on the face soften. There's nothing to do here. We spend so much of our time in do mode. This is really us just shifting into our deep need to simply be. The bones are heavy, just let gravity have you. Most of us are in a deep need of rest. So if you can stay here 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, even 20 minutes, just let yourself rest. And if the world is calling and you need to jump back in, then you can deepen your breath. Reach your arms overhead, nice good morning stretch. And draw the knees into the chest. And roll yourself back up to a comfortable seat. And bring your hands to prayer at the heart center. Take a full breath in. And a long breath out. 2 more, just a simple breath in. And a long breath out. Last one. Bring your prayer to your third eye center. Take a full breath in. Bowing forward to you, your breath, your practice. Namaste. Namaste, and thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to check out our other short yoga videos in our office yoga series.